Hey guys, Alola Selena here. I also go by Island Turtle. Welcome to BOMISpirit. I am so sorry for being so late. Feels like the nature of the day, even just still being in this full moon energy for Gemini. I had like 15 minutes beforehand. I was getting my tea ready. I was like, I'm just gonna like get in my centeredness. And then I got a really important phone call that I've been waiting for that I had to take, and it just went way longer than I expected. So I apologize. But hi, hello, and welcome, and Aloha Friday. So this is something that we used to do over here, where it's just a little check-in. It's a little casual check-in. We talk about some stuff that's been going on. We pull cards, channel messages, all that good stuff. Which you can treat this as just like a weekend check-in sort of a thing, or a present moment, or if you just, like to come and hang and enjoy. So happy that you guys are here. Hello, it's okay, no worries. Was it okay? No, it was good. It was good. It was just like things been happening really fast, which is actually one of the things I do want to talk about today. So let me get my notebook for timestamps, and then we can dive in. Okay? Okay. I don't know if any of y'all slept last night. I have been so restless in this Gemini energy. It is like not even funny. What do I want to call this? I don't know. Just Gemini vibes. I think is what I'm gonna. I think it's what I'm gonna call this right now. Definitely doing a collective read today. Yeah, and then we'll just kind of take it from there. Let's see. Thank goodness. Yeah. Aloha. Hey. So glad I caught the live. Thank you for the avian message. Oh, you're so welcome. Oh God, it made me so emotional when that came in yesterday. Full moon was incredible. My Gem moon and rising loved it so much. Good. I think all the Geminis are probably really loving this energy right now. I'm a Gemini moon. I've been so restless. I've been so restless. I've been so restless. That being said, Alejandra, hey sis, loving the hairstyle. Oh, thank you. I just found that this, like, doing it like this when I don't have, like, my hair down, which, I mean, I guess this is okay. I just feel like it needs to be up today. Yeah, putting it like this as a ponytail seems to help it last longer. And I feel like it actually just protects my, like the shaft of my hair and everything too easier. I've been learning a lot these days. Been learning a lot about a lot these days. That being said, ties right into Gemini. So let's go ahead and talk about some things that have been going on even just since yesterday. So I did go live yesterday. Feel free to go ahead and check out that live, if you want to, if you didn't know that there was a live. The algorithm has been finicky with my channel for quite some time at this point. But these Gemini vibes, man. So the day yesterday, and I'm just reiterating all this stuff to you just for confirmation purposes if you've also been experiencing this. Or if you're not sure what you've been experiencing, hopefully this helps you with that. Sorry, a comment distracted me. So if the audio is cutting out, just go out and come back in. It's YouTube glitches. It's YouTube glitches. Also, it's energetic. So my patrons already know because we deal with this all the time on Patreon. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment and all that stuff. When you're live with me, just because the energetics of some of the things that I talk about, even just like the energetics of my field and my team and what have you, electronics get a little funky, especially sound, even just visuals, obviously too, but like sound in particular recently seems to be very, very glitchy. So yeah, if the sound is cutting out, just go out and come back in, okay? And it should fix it right up for you. But getting refocused here on some of these things have been happening even just in the last 24 hours, whether you've been like very aware of it or you've been kind of confused by it. So Gemini, first of all, Gemini is Mercury. It rules the mind, it rules communication, ideas, options, possibilities, playful curiosity, learning, knowledge, all that beautiful stuff, friendship as well. Community, local neighborhood sort of things are also ruled by Gemini. The other thing about Gemini that I don't think gets talked about a lot is the more like metaphysical way of looking at Gemini. Every sign I think has a very interesting like metaphysical archetype to it. And for Gemini, I find it to represent fractals of infinite truth, but also time. And I feel like Gemini has a bit of an astrally kind of energy to it. And yesterday I found myself experiencing that dramatically. Dramatically. Oh, they're saying talk about something else before I dive into that. Um, we're going to circle back on that. Something that my team is like, talk about this other thing right now. With the moon being in Gemini, we can also go through mood swings. We can also go through big, like, ebb and flows of emotions and like switch it very quickly, like in a 180 kind of a second kind of a thing. Like you're feeling really steady and calm, and then suddenly you're feeling kind of like super emotional or super negative or super optimistic. It's like that also could have been something you've been experiencing since yesterday. For some people, not for everybody. At that same time, people who are very open, people who are very sensitive, people who may even identify as mystics, you may have also been sensing like pockets of like bleed throughs, is like what I call them, whether it's collective energy or it's a timeline. Kind of like just comes and sweeps through your reality really quickly, right? So you could be feeling a certain way, and then suddenly there's like this weird wave or rush of either a timeline or energy that is like heavier, denser, more rigid, and you're like, whoa, I haven't felt something like this in like years or months. What is this? It feels forward, it feels weird. Or even just like your encounters with people could have been like switching on you very quickly before your eyes, and then switching back like just as fast. A lot of bleed through's been happening with this full moon Gemini, and it's just been very trippy. So if you just have like a weird wave of like really negative, pessimistic, like heavy, rigid emotion or thoughts, and then all of a sudden you're perking up out of it and you're like, wait, what was that? That's what that was. That was just a Gemini and fractal bleed through. Okay. And there also could have been some interesting, like, how do I want to say, bending of time. Some people could be experiencing it that way too, bending of time as well. I did a cord cutting ritual to an old timeline last night. I felt it was about energy coming in. Yeah. That's I think that's a prime example of that too. And I do think as well with like moon cycles, and I spoke to a friend about this last night because it's something I've been suspecting for quite some time. Um, and then I was like, I was journaling yesterday because I was having one of those weird bleed through moments, and I'm like, I gotta recenter and like look at this differently, and I was pulling myself out of it. But moon magic. I want to talk about this too a little bit. Actually, let's do a little verbiage on that. Moon magic. Um, Moon magic, it's beautiful. There's a lot of beautiful ways to work with the moon. There's a lot of beautiful ways to work with cycles of seasons of nature, of energy. All of that you can also say just ties into moon cycles as well. Or if you identify as being, if you identify strongly with feminine energy, or your own inner feminine, or as a woman, if you identify as female, all that stuff, that's also a beautiful practice as well. However, I think as more of the collective has become more sensitive and more aware, right? Where, the notion of a veil is not really a notion anymore, right? The more people are practicing like moon magic for whatever reasons, because there are people doing it in very beautiful, positive ways, and we know there's some people not doing it in such like nice, helpful ways. I feel like I feel like people in the collective are more aware of that. Like I swear, every time like the moon comes, like new moon or full moon, I can sense it. I can sense it. I can feel it. Like waves of like weird magic and like the beautiful magic. And I do think it's really just a consequence of the entire collective becoming more sensitive and becoming more aware. And so the more that people are like practicing things, whatever their intention, the collective really feels that. Because also like moon time, right? Like new moons, full moons, just like sunrise, just like sunset, just like equinox, just like solstice, they're little portal windows, right? So it's like everyone's also just a little bit more sensitive even around those times. So if you've also been feeling that, like you almost need to do a little extra around like the new moon or full moon, just to like keep weird energy at bay, you're not alone. All right. You're not alone in that. I think more and more people are feeling that. And depending on who you are and how you live your life, you may have people around you very close to you, working with moon cycles or the moon, in ways that maybe aren't so good. And if that's the case, if that's something you got to deal with. And I would say that's actually more the rare circumstance. I think that's actually not most people, but I do think the awareness is like And the bleed throughs are just more prominent as we continue to all become more sensitive and open and receptive to each other collectively. And of course, if you know you're expanding as well in your own sensitivities, of course you're going to feel more because you're also just getting more sensitive, right? So yeah, just wanted to speak on that. Let's talk about pace. Talk about pacing in this Gemini energy. I am my cycle as well. This Gemini moon is shining more truth than I expected. I feel you, Swan. Oh my God, I feel you. Oh my God, do we talk about that first, and then we'll go? Well, then we'll talk about pacing here. Actually, yeah, let's talk about the truth here. So, as I said before, Gemini can also represent like the infinite fractals of truth, right? But on this kind of a full moon, where we also have just a lot of celestial bodies that are supporting even more like psychic energy, like the grand water trine that we've had for months that is still here, Pluto, which is like not necessarily water specifically, but it is that like psychic digging up from the depths kind of energy, right? Pluto also working with Venus as well very closely, like around this full moon, even though they're starting to get like further apart, but even all this Sag energy that we have, which I call the psychic fire sign, or intuitive fire sign, there is so much truth coming up and being shown, whether it's about yourself or other people or what have you. And I do think that there's an amazing beauty to it. Because for some people, that's like big breakthroughs. That's super big breakthroughs. Either in. Are we still in Mercury retrograde? I know we're not, but like my words have also been like this a lot lately, but the energy's really fast right now, so I'm trying to slow down here. I'm also Mars Gemini, so Anyway, let me try my best. Oh, in really beautiful ways. I think some people it's really seeing some insights and truths about themselves in a way that's offering a lot of peace and a lot of breakthroughs to finally like get over some major hurdles, or to finally like get into more of this like fiery energy, whether it's through Sagittarius or through the months that we've been going through of having our solar plexus as a collective rising and getting recalibrated and cleaned out and evolving as well, helping us to like go and get shit done, right? That's beautiful. That's amazing and that's beautiful. For some people, it's a lot of clarity on what you want and what's possible. That's another thing about this woman too that's also amazing. And there's a lot of truth in that vein of all those themes. But there's also truth about people. There's also truth about people. Gemini rules friendships. Ooh, I just got really dizzy. It's like, let me take a sip of my grounding tea. Okay. Little activation warning, by the way. I'm just feeling it. I'm just feeling light coming into my crown. So you may feel some stuff for yourself. But yeah, friends, community, family are all being highlighted and have been for a bit, but especially with this full moon Gemini highlighting the friendship, the allyship. Ooh, this feels like a download coming in. Yeah, I think that's why I got dizzy. Hold on. What does it mean to be an ally? Ooh, I don't know who needs to hear this. A big chunk of the collective, I feel like, is gonna benefit from this. What does it mean to be a true friend? What does it mean to be a true ally? Because every relationship, whether that's a lover, a family member, a business relationship, a coworker, a neighbor, friendship is at the core of all those relationships. It's foundational. And I'm actually recalling we did talk about this on the hangout for the full moon Gemini on Patreon. We talked about specifically with dating, but we talked about just like as some of us matured through life, right, and dating experiences, just like the importance of that as a foundation in a relationship, but not just for romance, right? Even family, because my whole like left eye is twitching. Jupiter being in Cancer, as long as it's been in Cancer, family is something that's been highlighted a lot for a lot of people, right? Whatever that means to you. But maybe that's also a recent insight that's coming up for the collective too. Where's the role in allyship in family? Where's the role in friendship and camaraderie in family? Where's the role of allyship and family in your romantic relationship with your partner? Is it there? Maybe it is there. And maybe that's why, it's super healthy and super great. Or if it's not there, maybe you're realizing there's something about it that is wobbly or superficial or maybe not as sustainable, right? As maybe you thought it was. What about with the people you're working with? Is that a solid foundation there? Can you trust them? Is there trust? Is there respect? Is there an open dialogue? Is there an allowance for autonomy? Right? All of these things come with allyship and friendship. And Gemini, I think, interesting. I feel like Aquarius almost supports those themes better than Gemini, but Gemini is where we start those relationships. Gemini is where we start those relationships. So much is coming through me right now, man. I'm just thinking about what's coming to me is the zodiac wheel of just like the aspects of life and how that evolves through the zodiac wheel. Like that's what's coming up right now, and the element of air. Right, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And Gemini to Libra to Aquarius is the evolution of connection between people. When it comes to communication, when it comes to beliefs around relationships, but the element of air does touch that. And the element of air touches the heart space as well in the body. It's where we connect to the element of air is in the heart space. That's why we breathe here, right? That's interesting. That's interesting. I'm just, again, this whole tie into Gemini and Aquarius and the in-between of Libra. But Gemini is where friendships begin. And that component of any relationship begins. So for some people, this is like a major clarity that may be happening in the collective. And again, not everyone. It's just a way of experiencing this energy right now. We're all experiencing it differently. Gemini can also be experienced through creativity, right? Through learning, taking classes, researching. Research energy has also been like very heavy too the last since yesterday. I've been feeling that as well. And new experiences. Gemini loves new experiences. And so maybe for you, it's that, like how you want to broaden your horizons, right? Again, it comes in so many different ways. However, it's coming up uniquely for you. But this like bigger message of allyship and friendship in relationships of all kinds, that's coming up very strongly. Do we, as a society, do we even know how to be a friend anymore? Do we even know how to be an ally anymore? Some people do, obviously. Not everyone. That's a skill. That's something you learn, right? Yeah. I want to come back to pacing and the waves that are happening here. They're highlighting Cancer. Wow, my crown. Okay. Hold on one second. Let me write some stuff down here. To Cancer, and then the Jupiter square Chiron. Okay. So Gemini energy is very fast. It's Mercury. It's mutable air. It's like between Sag and Gemini, they're probably the fastest moving energies or signs, or the ability to shift in that way. You may also be experiencing that in waves in your own reality, where it's like you're at a pace and then something goes really quickly, or like all of a sudden you're bombarded with a lot of different things, whether it's ideas or people trying to talk to you, also very Gemini, or suddenly you're wanting to be in so many places at once, right? That's also some things I've been observing and seeing in this energy. Ride those waves as best you can and catch your breath when you know you need to, right? Because it's like that's a capacity bandwidth thing. So if you're getting overwhelmed, but a part of you's like kind of enjoying it, just make sure you're like finding the flow of the wave, right? Finding the flow of the like bombardment, if you will, and then catch your breath in the in-betweens. So that's something that's definitely that I've been experiencing in the collective here recently. Yeah, my words are starting to get like funny. But as the moon goes into Cancer, as we like go through the weekend, right? The moon is going to start to work with Jupiter and is going to start to square Chiron. And there may be a reflection back to the beginning of a reflection back to the earlier part of the week when the moon was in Aries. and with Chiron and square Jupiter. You see what I'm saying? So this Jupiter square Chiron aspect that we've had for a couple of months, and we're going to have it for the rest of the year. And I've spoken to Death about it in a lot of my videos. So a lot of you already know, a lot of you are already privy to that. It's all just, that whole aspect is just helping us to see how to get over our own shit is really what that is, just like in a broad context. But the moon, whatever was going on for you Monday, last Sunday, maybe even last Tuesday. So like last Sunday to Tuesday, time zone dependent, obviously. Whatever you were moving through emotionally, whatever you were feeling really challenged by or angered by, there's almost going to be either a full circle moment this weekend with that, or a reflection moment with that, or like an echo or a domino or ripple effect with whatever you were experiencing Sunday through Tuesday that had you very emotionally charged. Okay. And again, anger is coming up with that mostly, like anger and frustration and restlessness. If you can even remember back to the beginning of the week, Lord knows I mostly can't. So that's why I journal. Thank God for my journals. I swear, like if I didn't journal, I feel like it'd be so hard for me to like integrate and orient myself to just like all that goes on, But yeah, especially if you had like anger or frustration, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of clarity about it, like at this weekend, if you didn't have the clarity already from this full moon. And for some people, even healing or putting some things to rest. It could definitely manifest as like an echo. And when I say echo, I mean like a repeated emotion or a repeated experience, but it is going to reveal something to you, no matter like either way, okay? And it is all around that Chiron energy. However, Chiron's been operating in your chart, right? So Chiron is in Aries right now. But anybody who has like late degree cardinal placements, like Cancer, Libra, Aries, Capricorn, it's like, what's that last one? Like 25, 29 degrees, even like 20 to 29 degrees, specifically at like the 24-degree point, you probably feel that more than other people, that Chiron influence, that Chiron energy in some aspect of your life. And you probably already know what it is. You probably know what it is. You probably don't even need me to tell you. I mean, there's so many different, again, ways that can manifest depending on what cardinal sign, what personal planets are being affected by Chiron being in Aries in that cardinal sign, right? And what house that's in as well. So you already know if it's been hitting you, right? So just know that this weekend there may be, it's progress. It's always progress, but whether it's healing, full circle, seeing it from a higher perspective, seeing it differently, feeling it differently, it's progression. It majorly important progression. Okay. Thank you. That relates to the core of self. That relates to the core of self. They're showing me the strength card. That strength card, man, that has been coming up so much. It like ever since October. I think that's when I did that strength card message. I think I like oh my god. Pretty sure that's when I did that. But yeah, so keep that in mind about this weekend. I'm ready to go into cards. I'm ready to go into cards. I was gonna make a little announcement. Patrons. Patron weekly this Sunday. Okay. All right, yeah, let's get into cards now. After a sip of tea. I'm drinking a lot of tea today. Let's see. My partner's Libra Mars. Oh, Mars Libra. I feel like that's an interesting placement because I feel like Mars is interesting in the cardinal signs. I'm like thinking about it compared to like fixed energy and mutable. Because I feel like Mars likes the cardinal energy of like, yeah, let's do it, right? But I feel like it almost goes to extremes in cardinal signs. Like it's exalted in Capricorn, right? It loves being a Capricorn. But anyone who I've met with a Mars Capricorn placement, while they can do a lot and get a lot done, they are pretty fixated on it. Like it is kind of extreme. Like it is an extreme part of their personality. People who I've met with that placement, I haven't done a whole like sample size study of thousands of people, just literally my own observation. But Mars in Cancer is like debilitated, right? And then Mars Aries is like awesome. Like, it's a really awesome placement, especially if, like, again, it's like you enjoy getting up, getting shit done, getting going, but again, kind of extreme. Mars Libra. I'm trying to think I haven't met anybody with a Mars Libra placement. Maybe it's the most mellow. Mars Libra between the four cardinal signs. Maybe that's where it's actually most mellowed out in the cardinal placements. Interesting. I'm just thinking about it. Anyway. Yeah, let's get into some of the collective energy here. Ooh, where are we going with this, Spirit? Where are we going? I'm like, oh, the options. This one's not really feeling quite right today for some reason, but I really want to because I love this deck so much. I think I still am going to use it, though. I think I'm still going to. Yeah, let's just start here for the collective and just see where it takes us. All right. Collective, timestamp is interesting, 2552. All right, collective. Let's see what Spirit's got to say about this. We're probably going to do more than a collective reading. I can see all you guys asking about what we can, like, do reading-wise. We're going to do more than a collective, but something about just having a collective message right now feels good. But we're going to flow into more readings today. And also, if you're waiting for a session for me, I'm doing that after this. After this, I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to do that. Okay. Yeah, they're really highlighting this feeling of wanting to be in so many different places at once. Some of you, it's definitely going into a much more like, some of you, it's very physical reality where it's like, again, you're feeling pulled in a lot of different directions, even if it's just from desire. Like, oh, but I want this and I want this, but what about that? So very Gemini. And again, it could be reversed where it's like there's a lot of people and opportunities coming at you and you're like, oh my goodness. And again, creating that feeling of wanting to be in so many places at once. Some of you, it's like I'm getting levels of it. Like there's a spectrum here. So it's a spectrum of experiencing the physical reality, but then like for people who are more mystical, my words are weird today, or more mystic oriented, or you do already astral a lot, or you already open and sensitive, again, it's like kind of getting into these upper echelons of experiencing it that way, where you could be experiencing a lot of bleed throughs, like how I was describing earlier. But you may also be realizing that like you're having a stronger capability of having multiple hands right now. That's the hands are also ruled by Gemini. That's interesting. That's coming up here as well. They're showing it to me like having 8 hands, 8 arms, working with 8-legged creatures, beings, animals could be something for you, like spider, octopus, etc. That kind of deal, or goddesses as well, especially if you work with the Hindu pantheon, right? That's coming up quite a bit. Yeah, you may be able to multitask a lot easier than you typically would. That's not for everyone, but if you know you're experiencing that, it's confirmation. Clyde, Bubby, Bubs. Okay, let's come back. For those who are experiencing that, I keep wanting to just do like this. It's like that's how it feels. Like, oh, it's just over there, yeah, and then just bloop, and then you're good. Some of you, especially if you're working with spider energy, I'm getting the word weaving. It's also very magician-like. Oh, there's a spectrum here. Oh, I feel like this is like such a Gemini. It's so not even funny. Whether you identify with terms like magician, weaver, shaman, okay, time traveler, some of you may resonate with that, or just an astral traveler as well, whatever term you resonate in that vein. There's a lot more of that going on right now, and I'm just really feeling it, and I think there's just a hyper awareness of it for those who are in that energy. Some of you are finally creating the final piece. Some of you are finally creating the masterpiece. The word piece seems to be significant here. The final piece, the masterpiece. These are the words that are coming through. Of a reality, of a creative thing. Hold on a second. Clyde, stop it. A plan. A lot of weaving going on here. Any messages or insights for the collective in this present moment? for the collective's highest good. Yeah, and if you're not in this energy and you want to be in this energy, you can get in this energy. I actually would say, like, just take a little time for yourself and just, actually, I want to say play. Also very Gemini. Yeah, if you're not in this energy, oh, thank you for the $9.99. Thank you. Thank you, Susie. Yeah, if you're not in this energy and you want to be, just take some time for yourself, literally just like in your own bubble, in your own reality, and just start getting into desires. Start like fantasizing. Start fantasizing. Start fantasizing. Start getting curious. Start researching. Start getting creative. Because for some people, I'm getting like there's different like access points. For some people, it's in the mental body. Like for some people, it's literally through ideas and thinking and researching and writing things out. That's almost like your access point to manifestation or working in this manifesting energy. Buddy, oh, he's gonna test me today. He's gonna test me today. Others of you, it's through the heart. Others of you, it's through feeling and desire. Some of you, it's in the body, like movement and dance and play and like hands on. Again, the hands are very Gemini. Buddy, I'm gonna pick you up in a minute. He's just doing something he knows he shouldn't be doing. Yeah, the hands. Yeah, some of you, it's through the hands. Like, get your hands busy. Even if it's just like giving yourself a hug, rubbing your feet, painting, sculpting, cooking. The hands. The hands, the hands, the hands. And if you have someone to have fun with, use your hands. Anyway. All right, collective. Any other messages or insights for the collective in this present moment for the collective's highest good? They're showing me a rainbow snake. That's cool. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Obviously, there's no rainbow snakes in nature. They're showing that. That's cool. That's very cool. I will pick you up in a minute. Well, you know how it is with cats. You know how it is. Well, for cat people, you guys know how it is with cats. It's like, I'm going to pick you up, I'm going to snuggle you, I'm going to annoy you, and then maybe you'll stop. All right, collective. Ooh, I love it. Thunder with buffalo. I feel like this card came out recently. Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe it was a dream. That does happen to me a lot. Thunder. Thunder is a card that comes out to say that change is happening. I feel like a lot of the collective's in the midst of a lot of change. It may even feel very tornado-like. Not so much thunder-like. It may feel more tornado-esque, but like in a chaotically playful, exciting, fun, disorienting maybe kind of a way. Buffalo is also, well, buffalo medicine is really beautiful. It does have various themes, abundance and prosperity being one of them, interconnectedness, sustainability, and community also being one of them, and also just being a gift from the divine, another aspect of the buffalo here. But it does speak of change. Again, feels like it's already the train's already been going. The train of change has already started. It's already left the station. We know this. We're experiencing it. We actually do have a rainbow snake here. You do, but they don't actually look like a rainbow. Oh, are they just called rainbow? Hold on. Sorry, guys. Clyde, get over here. Get over here. Oh, this big old cat. Oh, this big old kitty. I painted a couple rainbow snakes. Yeah, it was really like just beautiful and iridescent. It was just like, oh, that'd be very cool to see something like that in nature. I do have to go and unplug, but I'll be back later. Okay, take care. Good to see you. My life was a runaway train. Love his big self. Yeah, he's a big boy. He is a big boy. Are you gonna calm down now? Let's see. Are you calm now? I don't know. He's got that look in his eye. All right, let's keep going, collective. He loves that rubs. Oh yeah, he's a big cuddle bug, and I love it. He was going at it again. All right, collective. Any other messages or insights for the collective's highest good? Another thing too about this weekend, and maybe this is something that some of you have already moved through. I feel major, like, what's the word for this? Finally giving up on something. And not in a bad way. I want to say in a very liberating way. I think that's going to come with some pretty deep insight. Very deep insight. It's like they're showing me the Eight of Cups. And maybe that comes with some really strong emotion. Whoa, whoa. Whoa. That could come with some really strong emotion. I'm also feeling it may pertain to what was going on at the beginning of the week. The whole like moon, when the moon was in Aries and now the moon going into Cancer, working with Jupiter square Chiron. In that similar fashion that it was like between Sunday and Tuesday earlier in this week. Yeah, if you had very strong feelings about something, anger, frustration, blah, right, kind of emotions, you may finally just give something up. And it was very specific. They said, don't say let go. It's to give something up. Like, and I know it means the same thing. But they hit different. Those words hit different. Finally giving something up. It kind of gives me the feeling of quitting, but again, not in a bad way, in a liberating way. Like quitting something that maybe you weren't seeing clearly, or quitting something that you were wanting or attaching to or expecting that was coming from an old place, an outdated place, maybe, and let's be real, maybe even a shadowy place, right? It's been a huge theme as well in the collective in recent weeks. It feels like it's coming with a lot of peace. It does. It feels like it's coming with a lot of peace, but specifically like finally giving it up. Or finally quitting. Some of this could be relational. The Eight of Cups tells me it's very emotional. It's very deeply emotional, whatever it is. Okay. And for some of you, it's a person. Some of you are giving up on a person. Collective. It's not yourself. I want to make that very clear. You're not giving up on yourself. It's not that. I feel like that almost like came up in the collective awareness. No. You're not giving up on yourself. If anything, you're actually going to be choosing yourself more, whoever that's for. Anything else for the collective for this present moment? Roses. Roses are coming up. My dreams have been targeting to deep-ass pattern recognitions in myself, like old school hardcore trauma. Yeah, so that's been happening for the last couple of weeks. I talked about that recently. I think it was one of the blackout messages I spoke about that, where it was like having dreams that are leaving you feeling some kind of way, because it's almost like your fears come to life. Or really like deep trauma or insecurities like coming to life in your dreams, kind of a thing, but it's to confront it, right? It's your own shadow saying hello, right? Yeah, that started happening I think a couple weeks ago in the collective. Let's keep going. Are we gonna another card soon, Spirit? Are we? Oh, okay. Ooh. So first of all, with Thunder, that we already had here, 56 breaking down to 11. Now we have the Ancient Ones. This is one of my favorite cards when it comes out, because it always makes me feel like spirit guides, the High Council going like, hello, you know, with one being here. So I don't want to use that word, spirit. They've been kind of sassy with me. They're like, then use a different word if you don't want to use the word that's coming up. I am getting the word like something is also awakening with this change, but again, that's also just so much truth coming in, right? We know that. But it feels like the changes that are happening now are also allowing for this like older core self, older core collective essence. I want to say a collective soul, to be honest with you. Like, I know we say collective conscious a lot, but I do believe the collective, if there's a collective conscious, how come there's not a collective soul, right? That we're all just fragments of. Anyway, getting into interesting metaphysical theory there. But Ancient Ones. So, for a lot of us, this could also just be like having very strong guidance and intervention as well from spirit, from the divine. Even ancestors have been very strong for the last couple months, and they're still very loud. But this feels more like Ancient Ones rising up from the depths of self. That's more of what it feels like to me. Like, For some people, this could actually be discovering the divine within, discovering the creator energy within. Not everyone has done that. Not everyone's there, and everyone comes to that in their own time, in their own way. But that's what that feels like. And again, you could be getting very strong nudges, directions, dreams, downloads. Absolutely, that could be that too. One more. They're highlighting the buffalo running with the Thunder card. It's almost coming through as like, well, a stampede. A stampede of sorts. I feel like sometimes the energy, like between yesterday and today, kind of feels a little stampede-like at times, but it's almost giving me more like something is open for the collective. It's giving me more that like something is open for the collective to finally just like run through. That wasn't available before, and it does again feel collective. It's not just individual. Like some sort of gate is open. Can I get another card, please? For the collective, for the collective's highest good. Beauty way. We definitely got this card recently. This has also been coming up a lot for the collective energy. Beauty way is a card of gratitude. It's gratitude. It's living in the present. It's living in your present moment, but like as you're looking out at your life and the world, that there's a very intentional looking at it through the lens of gratitude, compassion, beauty. And if you're not seeing that, how can you bring that into your life? How can you bring that into your world? Yeah, it's starting to feel actually very proactive as well. Some of you may start to feel by the end of this weekend, and maybe you're already feeling this, that you do almost want to take a proactive accountability to add something to the world that is beautiful, to add something to the world that, well, just put some good shit in the world, really, right? It could even be your little bubble. It doesn't have to be the world, but like, could be your bubble, could be with your friends, could be with your family. Relationships are big right now, right? Could be in your environment, could be in your home, could just be in your being of like how to carry that more. That's emerging with the Ancient One's energy here, with the changes that are happening at this time and any changes that you're making as well. It's like making more room for it to rise. It's a rising for sure. Again, ones may be significant, 11 may be significant, 111, also fours. So 11, 44, 444, etc. Ones and fours. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. It's a nice little collective read. Let's get into some other readings. I know that a lot of people enjoy some more practical, non-spiritual reads. I'm definitely a metaphysical reader, for sure. I mean, obviously, I read practical things too. But metaphysical things want to pour out of me a lot. Let's see. Just going to take a little sip, and then we'll continue. My son's friends have been coming home, all coming from shitty households, creating a safe space for them without having to jump into fight or flight. Yeah, I think the world needs that right now, man. The world just needs safety. We all just need some safety, right? And it's unfortunate that that seems to be so hard and so difficult. And that's the other thing too. It's like if our nervous systems as a collective, like as a world population, if everyone's nervous system was already soothed properly, right? Programmed properly for calm and presence and safety and compassion and all of that stuff, the world would be so different. The world would be so different, you know? You're my favorite reader, even though I prefer practical reads. Well, thank you for saying that. We're probably going to get into some practical reads today. I'm just enjoying this tea for a minute to feel out the approach for today. I did bring the dice out. I did miss the dice. So we may be using that. I know that a lot of you guys said groups. You wanted groups. I do feel like that's actually going to be better than doing signs today. Yeah, I think that'll be better than doing signs today. So we'll do groups. We're going to do 3 groups. Hmm. Hmm. Just letting it come to me. Let's see. Oh, that's going to be an interesting way. Okay. Okay. Talking to spirit. 8, 1, 2. Where's my other one? Yeah, brown. Oh, yeah, we'll do brown. We'll do brown. Okay. Let me just put all my dice back. I'm just intrigued to where Spirit's taking us here today. Okay, so we're going to do groups. So if you're coming in, and you and you're kind of like lost in the shuffle of things. Obviously, because this is live, we're going to go one group at a time, but I will timestamp them and everything in the aftermath, and I'll try to make it part of the thumbnail. We'll see. The YouTube app on my phone is always like so glitchy. But yeah, we will see. We will see with that. I'm going to do animal spirit as well. What, buddy? What? What? Do you need me to hold you again? Oh, this cat, man. What do you need? Hold on. Did I not give you food? Hold on. Okay, I think he actually does need food. Let me go check on that, and we'll come back and do groups. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay, come on. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, let's get into groups now. Let's see. Poor Star. Oh, he's fine. He's got plenty of reserves on his body. Okay, just saying. Jealous of snow? Yeah, I'm surprised we still have snow, to be honest. Like all the locals told me that it like melts really quickly, but it has been cold and we did get like a strong just snow all day like a couple days ago. But let's get into group 1. Okay. Group 1. You're going to have this blue die. Let's go ahead and see what we got going on for group 1. I am getting kind of a like, oh, there's a card of a deck that I don't have with me from the Gaia Oracle, and it has like a full moon on it, which, full moon time, right? Has a full moon on it, but like it's a really dark blue kind of night sky, and it's a card that speaks of romance, also ocean vibes and oceanic energy. That's kind of what I'm getting. You may be even wanting to spend a lot of time outside at night. It does feel very social. It's giving me like getting in the mix of things, going to like little like night markets and things like that. Taking yourself out to eat, or maybe even meeting up with people. I am seeing ice skating. So for people who do that, I'm seeing the beach though, which is interesting. I don't know, maybe that's Southern Hemisphere. I like feels a little cold for the beach. But it feels like trying to go out a lot, but it feels like mostly at night. Which is interesting. You also could feel like your sleep cycle has shifted quite a bit, or maybe you're actually just feeling like literally more energy at night and like really tired during the day, and it's just happened that way. If you do have a menstrual cycle, your menstrual cycle could have shifted as well. Yeah, it's almost feeling like going into like night vision mode is almost what I want to say. Like day vision to night vision. The owl could also be working with you quite a bit. Or avians, and avians did come through yesterday. So there is a part of the collective that is prominent for right now. But yeah, it's giving me night vision. You got night vision going on right now. Anything else for this group, please? You know, it's also giving me a very sensual energy. They just showed me a tiger. And it does feel a little like, what's the word here? Primal. Yeah, sensual and primal. So again, you could just be dating. I mean, honestly, you could just be dating a lot right now. Yeah, you got some like very strong primal instincts going on right now. It's very interesting. Okay. Mercury. So you could have been very impacted with this full moon Gemini. I say that because obviously Mercury rules Gemini, but that's the planet for your group here. So I actually just chose dice for each group that represents a planet that you are working with or that has an influence for you at this time. All right, so Mercury. So again, you could be socializing a lot. You could be talking to a lot of people, and I do feel like you are out and about. You are busy. You are engaged. You're not really doing things solo, is what I'm gathering. And again, mostly at night for whoever this is for. I keep coming back to a sensual energy. Some of you are finding that you're just more charismatic at this time as well. I think that's the sensuality meeting the like social energy. Hey, off the computer, off the computer, off. Sorry. Anything else here for this group? Yes, I keep getting routines and schedule. Virgo could also be significant, although it is the South Node right now. Because I'm also getting to there may be a shift in your scheduling of like priorities, where you're doing more like, again, more active things at night, but then during the day, it's where you're almost like that's your bubble time. You'll know if this is for you. And if you have a day job that could be very difficult for you, if like you have to like engage with like, you know, your coworkers during the day, I am getting like almost wanting to be bubbled up during the day. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's get an animal card for this group as well. They're bringing up night vision again. Bats could be significant as well. Can I get an animal card for group 1? Yeah, play. Oh, and look what almost came out. Tiger. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take that. Might as well for your group. Yeah, dolphin and tiger. This is incredibly sensual. Dolphin and tiger, because they both speak to that. Dolphin is more like sexual than sensual, but tiger is pure like sensuality and passion and ferocity. Tiger is more feminine though. She's kind of my Queen of Wands card. She also speaks to intuition. And excuse me. And again, I do keep getting that like there's something about the daytime with this bubbling that maybe that's when you're actually feeling more sensitive. And so at night, it's almost easier for some reason. I don't know. There's something that's like something that shifted there for you. But with Mercury, we usually think of the mind, but I do feel like for a lot of you, your intuition is part of this as well. But dolphin is play. Dolphins play, sexual energy. That's actually my Gemini card. It's also the card of the healer in this deck. And so for whoever, you know, whoever's resonating with this, I'm feeling just a rise in one, your creative sensual energy, but also your intuitive spiritual energy too. They're both rising right now. They're both rising and they both want their time. They both want their bandwidth. And again, there's something about it when it comes to night that is important. Interesting. And again, you could be dating a lot. It wouldn't shock me. Let's get into some cards here for group 1. I want the glow in the dark tarot. Let's see what's going on for you. For group 1. So I don't think this is just for the Southern Hemisphere, but I am getting tulips. Tulips even grow in the Southern Hemisphere, but that's a spring flower. That's literally one of the flowers that represents the beginning of spring, but they're showing me like these very like lavender orangey kind of tulips. So you could, you know, look that up if that's something that resonates for you. In the Northern Hemisphere, I'd be shocked if anyone has tulips right now. Be very shocked, very out of season right now. But tulips. group one. Any messages or insights for group one? All right, let's see. Hey, you made it. Sorry I missed you. You're fine. You're totally fine. Life is life, man. It's okay. Oh, that's nice. That's a great card to start. Wheel of Fortune. And it's funny because Wheel of Fortune, while it is Jupiter, right, and can represent luck and fate and fortune and all that stuff, it is the turning of the wheel. It is also cycles. And I was getting that, like, your cycles are shifting, like your personal routine cycles are shifting, like what your body's wanting at different times of the day, what you're wanting to do at different times of the day. It has shifted. And as a result, you are also shifting, right? And with that is this like rising of sensual, creative, playful energy and intuitive energy. And I am getting the mind too, and just an easier time communicating, but like intuition's definitely in there. So the wheel is turning and so is your routine. Okay. So I'm just, the tiger's sucking me in. You could be very magnetic at this time, even hypnotic at this time. Almost giving me siren vibes a little bit. Actually, the second I said that, yeah, this could also be why maybe you're about to date, or maybe you are dating more. I do feel a rise in just dating energy here. You are kind of giving off a vibe, okay? You are. You're giving off a vibe of some kind. Some of you, maybe it is something about your voice, because I also just got pulled into the dolphin with all those rings around it, almost like sonar, like giving off a signal or giving off a scent, pheromones. For my ladies, maybe you're ovulating this weekend or something. But yeah, you're definitely giving off an energy right now. And it is, I want to say hypnotic. It's like siren-like. I just can't get away from it. Male or female? Anything else for group one? What else is going on here for group one? Ooh. Yeah, you got some fun coming in here, group one. Page of Wands. And I keep getting this energy of night. Like there's something about it that's very mysterious. And actually, now that I think about it, night is also kind of an alluring energy too. And that card I keep seeing from that Gaia Oracle speaks to that. It speaks to mystery and romantic energy too, in all of its meaning. Romantic isn't just about relationships. But anyway, Page of Wands is good news. Page of Wands is also flirting. It's also excitement, curiosity. It's play. It's playtime. So again, you could even just be getting more of this energy coming at you. Could even just be one person, but it's also rising within you to act on. Okay. Anything else for group one? Ooh, okay, just something that's coming in for this group. So I spoke about this, Clyde. Sorry. So I spoke about this earlier in the collective. I was seeing the Eight of Cups. I was seeing the Eight of Cups, right? And giving something up or quitting something. For those who are resonating with this group, some of you have given up something recently or quit something recently. And if that was a person, I'm just saying they may be kind of bummed about it. Okay. Because this is giving me highly magnetic sensual energy and mysterious energy, and you are like pulling a lot towards you. So if you were like, I'm giving up on this person, I quit this person, they may be bummed, just saying. Yeah, you're being presented with choices here. Wheel of Fortune, Page of Wands, and the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands comes up as a pivot card, but it also comes up when there's been space made. And that's literally what I just picked up on with you with the Eight of Cups. There's been some recent space created for you, and it's giving you options as people are coming up to you, curious about you, and you're also getting curious about life and exercising this playful, fun energy. I want to say, I just want to call it what it is. It's sexy. It's sexy energy. Let's look at the Wheel of Fortune. Ten of Pentacles. Okay. This is interesting too, because Ten of Pentacles is a Virgo card. And I was kind of getting that, like, there's a switch up in your routine and your cycles, right? And Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Pentacles can indicate that there is some sort of shift in your work life, your home life, your foundational things. Your health can also come with the Ten of Pentacles, your money. But this is feeling really lucky. This is feeling like straight up luck. It's almost like these shifts that you're going through with what you're wanting to do at different times of the day also seems to be coinciding with a shift in your stability and your material security, almost like something has become more solid, actually, when it comes to that part of your life. And it's allowing you to kind of like get in this dolphin tiger energy, dare I even say relax, more relaxed, more receptive, prioritizing things that just kind of like put you in these good ooey gooey sensual vibes, you know, and feeling yourself. Major shift in your Ten of Pentacles. And again, that feels positive to me. I don't feel like you're quitting a job. If you're quitting or giving up a job, I want to say it's one that actually wouldn't even be a Ten of Pentacles. I would say it's one that probably feels like a 5 and not a 10. This feels like security's just gotten more secure. Thank you. The shift in your routine, they're bringing that up too. The shift in your routine is actually, for some of you, facilitating that. Shifting your routine and honoring whatever this cycle is that you're moving into is actually helping your pentacles become more solid, almost like just a sustainable, healthy routine. Some of you an approach to work as well. Okay, very nice. Tell me about the Page of Wands for group 1. Look at that, justice. So this, again, creative sensual energy you're moving into and honoring that, it's just offering you so much balance. It's offering you a lot of balance and a lot of stability. And I want to say actually expanding your pentacles, which is amazing. Now, this again is also that magnetic effect too, of magnetizing certain opportunities and people to you, because you're giving off a lot of curious, sexy energy. Okay. And again, Page of Wands can be a card of good news. So some of you guys are actually getting some news or information or an email, a phone call, whatever, that is securing your stability, or adding more fun to your life. Okay. Either or both. Either or both. You know what I mean? Beautiful. Let's look at the Two of Wands. And some of y'all, this could be like that invitation to go on a date that you've been waiting for, even, you know? Tell me more about the Two of Wands for group 1. Tell me more about the Two of Wands. I'm hearing cutoff time. Cutoff time. Some of you guys are getting better about like time management as well. Like only allotting certain time to certain things and no more. Some of you, this is definitely being applied to relationships. Nice. Two of Wands and the King of Swords. Not the card I would have expected to come out here, but not a bad one to come out here either. I'm going to get another card on this just to clarify, but King of Swords is Aquarius energy. It's air on air energy because it's a king, but it is being able to see very clearly. It's being able to use your mind, use your words in the most masterful way possible. Very mercurial, even though it is Aquarius. It's also a card of strategy, right? So as you're being presented with these options, more security, better balance, right? And as a result of you shifting and allowing yourself to shift as well. And for some of you, fun little invites and exercising your own fun sensual energy, you are pivoting quite a bit. And again, I keep getting options. And you're doing this in a very intentional way. I'm getting the tiger energy with this now. Even using your intuition to kind of see a little bit ahead or feel a little bit more into that. To see what you're going to say yes to and what you're going to say no to. Let me get one more. Bubs. What? It's okay. You've been fed. You don't need anything else. One more for the Two of Wands for group 1. Sorry, I'm getting excited. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. Judgment, 3 of Pentacles, and the Star. So again, you got a mastery about this. You've got a mastery about this. And as you're exercising that mastery and saying yes to this, no to this, honoring the shift in your cycles, etc., you're basically building the star is what you're doing. Judgment coming in with the King of Swords is also amazing clarity of sight and perception and strategy, because judgment is awakening truth. With a King of Swords that already sees truth and is seeing what's going on and seeing reality very clearly, right? Um, judgment. Judgment can also come with a karmic energy as well, of like needing to make the right decision that's aligned to your soul. That can come with that as well. Three of Pentacles is building. Think like building blocks, right? Making plans, talking to the right people, the right logistics, this piece, that person, not that person, right? And it's building the star. It's building with fulfillment. It's so methodical. It's so intentional. I'm loving this though, because it's like I feel the tiger energy all over it. And there's fun in it too, right? With like all this like Page of Wands, the dolphin, the sensuality, the mystery. There's fun here too. But the tiger energy is really helping you to see this, because I keep getting like, while it's intentional, I keep getting like a primal energy tied to it, like sniffing things out, like sitting in the bushes watching everything and then picking what you want, just making decisions from what you're observing, making decisions from what you're observing and then pouncing when you need to pounce. But like you're the tiger watching, sniffing, taking action when need be. It's very interesting. All right, group one. That's cool. I'm going to put this off to the side, make sure it's on Mercury. Let's get into group two. Get a little sippy sip. Saw a character outside. Group two. I won't lie, group two, just immediately out of the gate, I am feeling like this is going to be a group that maybe you've been dealing with the shadow quite a bit. Maybe you've been in the lower world quite a bit. And I spoke with the lower world yesterday. That was just yesterday. Wow. You may have resonated with that message of maybe you've been in the lower world too long. Just immediately what I'm getting. Okay. Like it's showing me roots of a tree. Like you've been, it feels necessary. Again, it feels like it's been necessary. It's been necessary. It's been fruitful, but maybe it's time to shift. Maybe it's time to rise up a little bit into the upper world here, into the upper chakras again, into the light. It just feels very like heavy, dense. It's giving me Earth Star as well. The Earth Star is coming up. So maybe some of you were grid workers. But yeah, they're showing me roots. All right, what celestial body is coming up for group two? Yeah. Not bad. It's not bad. Sorry, I realized I made a face. Can't help myself sometimes. It's a malefic. So, you know, you guys got Saturn. Saturn, which I would have expected something along the lines of like, well, actually, there's no Pluto on here, is there? Wait a minute. No, there is. There's Pluto. I would have expected something more Pluto-esque. But Saturn makes sense to me, especially like seeing the roots and stuff, and even just feeling like root chakra, Earth Star, that kind of vibe. Whatever you've been dealing with group two, again, I'm feeling like you have been going deep within, or you've been confronting a lot of shadow, or even feeling a lot of heaviness or darkness. And it has almost been this pressure to rise to the occasion, this pressure of maturation, this pressure of growth. And I am also getting foundational too. Like I'm getting infrastructure with Saturn being here. Even just seeing the roots before we got Saturn out here, it's almost like something has been getting repaired with your root system. And I do want to say Earth Star, but I do believe the root chakra is very, very heavily tied to your reading as well. And some of you, this is ancestral patterns. Yeah, ancestral patterns and narratives. And I'm also getting expectations. Whether it's expectations that have been forced upon you by like family and your culture, or expectations that you've just kind of internalized, even if no one ever said them, because of the nature of, right, of who you are and where you're born, how you're raised, etc., even just society. But yeah, I feel like you've been going through like a root chakra repair. They're showing me the strength card with you too. I want to say group two, we don't have an animal out here yet. I want to say though, you've done what you needed to do. I do feel that. You've done what you needed to do. You can shift now. You don't have to stay in that. You don't have to stay in that. I feel like the work is complete. You know if the work is complete, but that's just what I'm feeling as the reader. You've been there long enough. Yeah, now they're showing me the Chariot. Yeah, you've been there long enough. You've been there long enough. Let's get an animal card. For group 2. Can I get an animal for group 2, please? Getting a lot of things here. Some of you guys habits, which kind of related to group 1. Hold on, where'd you go? I'm getting habits with you. Again, the South Node of Virgo could have been very much impacting you, but Saturn also can touch on that. I'm hearing the word habit forming is actually what I'm hearing. So maybe some of you guys have also been dealing with some addiction-like things or just some vices. Thank you. Replacing is what I'm hearing. Replacing vices, addictions with healthy habits. That is root work. That absolutely is root work. It's also solar work, but it's most definitely root work. God, I keep feeling almost like a kind of energy. I don't have a word for that, just it's like what I'm feeling. Like kind of just like annoyed, kind of over something, but tired, but also maybe a little bluesy, all wrapped up in one. Exasperated, maybe. Interesting. Some of you feel like you're growing up, depending on your age. Some of you feel like you have embraced the inevitable. Oh, that's interesting. Take that as you will. Embracing the inevitable. Yeah, it feels like there's some acceptance that you're moving into here, group 2. I'll be honest, the acceptance doesn't feel great, but it feels healthy. I know, it's not always the greatest thing. It's healthy. Doesn't feel great, but that's okay. Acceptance is always good. Well, with this kind of stuff anyway. Can I get an animal card for group 2? At odds is what I'm hearing. Tarantula. Yeah, group 2, you've been at odds with something. Whether you want to say that's your own shadow or expectations or what have you, it's like, this is something that I think you're coming out of. You're coming out of the tarantula because you're moving into some sort of acceptance. And again, it's healthy. That's a good thing. It's healthy. It just doesn't feel great. I'm getting like tug of war. Yeah, you've been like at a tug of war about something here, something very specific, or even just like with your own spirit here. Okay. Yeah, they're not even giving me more than that. It's just literally a tug of war energy you've been in, and you're dropping the rope. You may very much resonate as well with finally giving up on something, but you have accepted something. Yeah, some of you have really learned the lesson of resistance, like what resistance actually looks and feels like for you, and recognizing when you're doing it, recognizing when you are moving into resistance in a way that works against you. Yeah, you're recognizing that faster, and I think that's helping you drop the rope too. Yeah, the heart doesn't like it. I can tell the heart does not like it. Can I get, but it's healthy. Can I get one more card for group 2? Oh, that's maturation right there. Oh, got a sneak peek. The starfish was hiding. That feels like a fun little like silver lining. We'll get back into that because it was hiding, so we'll honor that for right now. But lion, King of Wands energy, that is a very mature energy. King of Wands, excuse me. The lion is the master of fire. Okay. He is the master of sustaining your resources, the master of taking action when it's the right time and on the proper reserves. And he's also the master of timing. He is a king. And that's what this like tug of war energy has been about. Whatever you've been fighting, whatever you've been resisting, and I do want to say mostly something within the self, could be something external as well, and you're finally just like, all right, I give. Like, it's actually allowing you to elevate and evolve and mature in your own fire element, your own King of Wands energy. And I do want to say responsibility. That's not always the King of Wands bag. That's more like King of Pentacles. But all the kings have to have some level of responsibility in some fashion or another. The King of Wands is like the responsibility of being the leader, of taking something on, taking initiative on behalf of other people, right? And so that could be a big theme here for you. But I am getting just being accountable and being responsible is a huge thing here for you. I can tell you don't like it though. We'll come back to starfish in a second because on the bottom, I just had to say it or show you, not say it, but show you the swan. This has been helping you to move into not just like eventual peace, because again, I can tell you're not liking it, but eventual peace, but swan is an experience of wholeness. It's also a card of creativity. It's also a partner card as well. I think you've learned a lot about yourself, group 2, a lot, and it could have been by way of a relationship, of a connection of sorts, and maybe that's what you're giving up. You know what you're giving up. I don't need to tell you, you know, but some of you, that is what it is. I just feel like a hard look in the mirror is what I'm feeling with you, and accepting what you need to accept. Yeah, to mature and evolve in this way. Now the starfish. Why was that hiding? Oh, that's what you're, thank you, Spirit. That's actually really clear. That's what you're letting go. That's why it was hiding. You're letting go of the starfish. So let's talk about the starfish. So starfish in this deck speaks to captivating energy, pretty, alluring, beautiful, but maybe superficial. Maybe a little empty, maybe not so deep, maybe lacking the substance, if you will. It is akin to the star card for me at times. In this situation, it feels more like all that glitters ain't gold. So whatever you have been having resistance about, it's because you've been holding on to a starfish-like thing, an idea, an emotion, a desire, a goal, a person, an environment, something that does seem appealing. It doesn't have depth to it. It doesn't have substance. It's not going to sustain you. Sustainability. It's not going to sustain. It's just pretty. It's just alluring. Starfish glasses. Yeah. Starfish glasses, rose-colored glasses. And it's so crazy because it was hiding here. You're letting go of that. Ooh. All right. Let's get some cards out for you. Yeah, some of you in this like Saturnian, like getting into yourself, taking a look in the mirror, something got real with yourself, with your own ego and desire. Like even just like your relationship to desire. I know, sometimes when we do that kind of work, what makes it hard is seeing things that you don't like, right? Seeing things that you don't want to see necessarily. And we're all human. We've all been there, right? But there's clearly an acknowledgement there of either the ego or desires actually desiring something that is just pretty and nothing else, which time and place, we're all human. I ain't gonna yuck your yum, right? Time and place. But if you're gonna invest in something long-term, it should be sustainable. It should be more than just pretty, right? I don't like the feeling it's giving me. I'm just like, I'm feeling very like, meh. Anyway, group 2. Any messages or insights for group 2? I'll be honest, man. Like for some, this could even be a relationship a lesson when it comes to relationships. Like maybe, you know, when it came to relationships, friends or otherwise, maybe you went with what was most like aesthetically acceptable, right? Could even be someone you know. It doesn't have to be you, but it's in that same vein, you know? Nourishment. Thank you. Nourishment. That's the word. You're realizing that there's been something that has been attracting you to things that lack nourishment. That's what it is. That lack true nourishment, whether it's physical health nourishment, emotional nourishment, spiritual nourishment, substance. It's nourishment. You're realizing you need to pick nourishment. It's a very adult choice. I do think everyone does go through that at some point in time. You know, it's like, are you gonna keep just eating fast food, or are you going to like go to the store and cook up some, you know, a meal that has like minerals and nutrients and vitamins and things like that, right? Nourishment. Okay. Any messages or insights for group 2? I'm resisting the adult decision. And again, time and place, right? Like, I like, you know, time and place. I think it's okay to allow every once in a while for something that's like a little devilish, you know, but you can't build your life on the devil. You can't sustain life on the devil. Not in a way that feels right. Not in a way that's going to last, you know? Yeah, 3 of Wands. So group 2, you are this, I feel like you are out of the like heaviness here with the 3 of Wands. It's like, oh, looking at the horizon, looking at the sun coming up is kind of what this is feeling like. Almost like catching your breath even. These are things that may resonate for you, and they're showing me the 4 of Swords. But you're looking ahead and you're thinking ahead. You're looking in the long term, right? And again, you are realizing, okay, moving forward, I need nourishment in all of what that means. And you're realizing that's almost like your ticket. Okay. But yeah, I do. It's interesting. I've never felt the 3 of Wands like that, like rising up from the underworld a little bit already with the 3 of Wands, and just like catching your breath, feeling the sun on your skin, adjusting your eyes to the light. That's how it's feeling. Yeah, that's your ticket to the 10 of Cups. Long-term happiness. Long-term, solid, stable, emotional, mental, spiritual health. Interesting, physical health isn't showing here, but some of this could be about your physical health, or it may tie into that in some way. I mean, when your health improves in one aspect of your life, it tends to improve the other aspects of health, you know? But anyway, yeah, you're looking forward at the 10 of Cups, and you're like, that. My ticket to that is nourishment. Okay. Oh, and how maybe you've been sabotaging that. Again, just getting real with yourself about it. Let's look at this. Let's look at the 7 of Swords, just to get it out of the way. You know, we already know what's there, but let's take a little peek. The 7 of Swords. Ooh, strength. Yeah, this is you. This feels like spiritual warfare with the self. That's what this feels like. Which sometimes when we go deep into shadow work, or we're in the lower world, the underworld, or we're like looking at ourselves in that way, sometimes it can feel that way. Sometimes it could feel like fighting ourselves, and that's exactly what I got for you. But strength with the 7 of Swords, this is you rising above that and doing what you got to do to make the right decisions for yourself. Basically putting the devil where the devil needs to be, putting the beast where the beast needs to be, right? And cultivating a healthy relationship with that side of you, that part of your shadow, that part of your animal that likes pretty things, pretty not nourishing things. And just having a conversation with it. Like, I see that you like those things, and maybe every once in a while we'll indulge in the not so nourishing things, but we need nourishment to survive and to thrive with the 10 of Cups. Let's see what the 10 of Cups may encompass for you here. It's probably going to be broad, but let's take a peek for group 2. Page of Wands. Play, excitement, fun, right? It's also giving me a new perspective. That's also what it's giving me as well, which is helping to see that nourishment is so important here. Can I get one more on the Page of Wands and the 10 of Cups? Yeah, yeah, this is going to be a very different experience for you, group 2. We have the World coming out here now, implying that you have completed a major lesson. This was not easy. Oh, it fell out of my hands. This was not easy for you. And you are on your way to the 10 of Cups. You just have to make sure that you put your lessons into practice, right? Turn your knowledge into wisdom. You've learned, you have the knowledge now. Wisdom is your ability to put that into practice. So let's look at the Three of Wands. You taking your first breaths, rising from the depths here. Tell me about the Three of Wands. Yeah, with clarity. You just see and you know. One more in the Three of Wands with the Ace of Swords. Five of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you just looked your shadow in the face. You looked your ego in the face and you just got real with yourself. And that just is what it is. That's why the Five of Swords is here. And also why you're looking forward and ahead and you're leaving that energy behind because you have the clarity now. Okay? You got this, group 2. You're done. You're good. You've completed it. You've done the hard part. Now you just got to walk the walk. Okay? Oh, right. That's right. Thumbnail. Already forgot. I need to keep these on the side for the thumbnail. All right. Group 3. The last group. Okay. Whew. Little intermittent tea time. Hold on. Group 3. I'm getting some about the left side of the body. They're also showing me lilies. Lilies. It's a beautiful flower. I love lilies. They're so pretty. It's feeling very like feminine oriented. Let's just call it what it is. Or introspective as well. Something's going on with your left side. Could even just be like one part of the body. And it doesn't have to be physical, by the way. It's also just giving me like this aspect of self. If you're not experiencing physical symptoms with the left side of your body, it's the part of you that is internal, that goes within, that is introspective, that relaxes, that receives. But lilies, though, lilies is a flower of, well, actually, it's a flower of spirituality and purity and sexuality. Ooh. Group 3, it's feeling like you're moving through some final layers here. And maybe you've already done this. We'll see. If they're showing me like scraping paint off of like a piece of furniture, it's like you're scraping some final gunky layers that impact your ability to receive. And it does feel like it does feel like kind of like similar to group 2. It feels like you're there. So group 2 was much more about like taking accountability for one's own happiness by realizing what they need for that happiness. Group 3, which was like more like Saturnian and nourishment and like some hard lessons there. Group 3 for you, it's almost like I want to say you just got to learn to relax. You just got to learn to relax and open up is what I'm gathering. But it's like there's like some final layers there that like you're finally just chipping off the old piece of cabinet or furniture. Since they're showing it to me that way as like old paint. That's an interesting analogy. Old paint. Yeah. Anyway, let's get a celestial body out here for you. Maybe you do that. Maybe you work with furniture. Maybe you like to paint furniture. Maybe you refurbish stuff. Maybe you're a DIYer. My cat just stole my seat. It's so funny when they do that. Oh my God. And last night, so you guys could see him, right? He's like on his little cushion. So last night I was sitting in that part of the couch because I had a drink and I didn't want to spill it. So I wanted the arm of the couch. Oh, he was so annoyed. Oh my God, he was so annoyed with me. He sat on the middle couch and he just like stared at me the whole time. It's so funny how cats are like that. Yeah, he was not having it. Your eye color is gorgeous. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. My eyes are very dark brown. And I like my eye color. I've never not liked my eye color, but I do think when you have brown eyes, I do feel like it's easy for people to just like, I don't know, overlook them, I guess, because they're brown. But yeah, I like my eye color the way it is. So thank you for saying that. I really appreciate hearing that. Group 3. Group 3. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it was going to be Venus. All this like feminine like energy. I knew it was going to be Venus. Yeah, not shocking. I only like them after my blue-eyed partner expressed wonder about them. There's so much that goes on in people's eyes. So much. Sorry. Okay. Little side thing here, group three. And maybe it pertains to your reading, right? Sometimes I think some these things come up for a reason. Because it's like the energy's catching the kindred energy, right? Magnetizing the messages in. Um, I love looking into people's eyes. I kind of need to. Like when I'm speaking to someone, first of all, it helps me to focus. I get distracted so easily, so easily. So for me, I use people's eyes as an anchor to like be in the conversation if I can feel myself getting like easily distracted or whatever. Sometimes it makes people uncomfortable. I also got the Scorpio vibes too. I know that makes people uncomfortable, but it is what it is. Um, I need to look into people's eyes because it's like I need to be engaged with them and I need to be able to see them too, you know? It's like I can't like look down and talk to someone. I just feel so disengaged. I need to feel their energy. I need to feel their essence to like know what I'm dealing with, right? Like that's just how I am. Um but like partners specifically like when I'm dating and stuff, I don't know, that's almost more important that I know their eyes. I don't know why. It's just a thing I have. Like, I need to know the details of their eyes. I'll never tell them that. It's just an internal thing, right? That I know about myself. Um, but everyone's eyes are so unique. Everyone's eyes are like snowflakes. And if you just pay attention, there's so much beauty in most people's eyes. I think if someone's got some really dark shit going on, maybe subjective, right? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Um, but everyone's eyes are so unique. And it's so interesting to see what's going on in there and how that changes. Like I've had a lot of experiences. Actually, I'm going to say this specifically with people I've dated or have had some sort of like intimate connection with. I'll see their eyes shift over time and it's just really fascinating to me. um anyway, maybe I'm just seeing as a seer. That could just be it. Maybe their eyes aren't changing, I'm just seeing shit that's underneath the surface. But anyway, Venus, group three. Not surprised given everything that we're feeling with you, where it does feel like you are getting in these deeper, almost final stages of being receptive, okay? Of actually being able to receive and chipping off some final layers there, which actually means there's probably gonna, if you're in like those final stages or you're getting very acquainted and comfortable and anchored into that, you probably are about to experience some things. You're probably going to have some things coming up in your reality or even more people like magnetizing to you. Because when we get in that state, we do become magnetic. So you may have even been drawn to group one as well with the Mercury, the tiger, and the dolphin. Very curious to see what animals come up for you. Um, Anything else for group three? I don't know. Some of you guys may be Pisces or have like Piscean or watery. I'm getting strong Pisces. I'm just going to say that. I'm getting strong Pisces. So Pisces could be significant in your chart or in your situation in some fashion. Right now, Saturn and Neptune are in Pisces, as is the North Node. So it is collective energy. But I am getting something that's like hard to grab, like about you or your energy, like something that feels floaty, like very like Pisces. Feels like Pisces to me. Um, yeah, I want to say hard to grasp or hard to grasp. You may be someone that people have a hard time grasping, either pinning down or understanding. This could have also impacted your ability to receive from people. When people don't understand someone, or they feel like they're hard to like pin down, as that just keeps coming through, or maybe there's a commitment issue here, whatever, or not issue, challenge or thing here. It's hard for people to invest because people want to invest in things they know what they're getting into, right? And I'm not saying that's not on you, by the way. Let's be clear. I'm not saying that's on you or that's your fault or that's bad. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just reading the energy here. Yeah, I just keep getting strong Pisces. Yeah, just because like you're floaty or hard to grasp or understand, doesn't mean that's a bad thing about you. If anything, it probably makes you really interesting and it probably will magnetize like who the right people are to you, it would magnetize people that are also just as interesting. Right? You could even have a very artsy side to you. Pisces is so strong. It's like I can't get off of it. Anything else for group 3? Oh, some of you are actually finally embracing your artsy side. That's nice. That's fun. Mm. And having fun with that. It feels slow though. It does. It feels like a slow getting to know that piece of you. Some of you that's in the realm of fashion, some of you guys could be playing with your clothes a lot, or playing with like, I'm getting like clothes, maybe you tailor your own clothes. Maybe like to crochet just came through. Yeah, I'm just feeling like you're playing a little with the artsy side of you, and I think that's really nice. I think that's actually that's probably helping you to open up a little bit, because it's also giving me the feeling of like a Zen practice, like a very Zen creative thing to do. And it's like it relaxes the system, it relaxes you, and then as a result there's something that you've produced that's just an expression of your soul, right? Even if it's a shirt. Yeah, I like that. All right, let's get some animals out here for you. Group 3. What animals want to come out here for group 3? My third eye is killing me in your reading, by the way. Excuse me. You could be very intuitive. Your third eye could be going through stuff. And especially if you are like indulging slowly in this artsy side of you, you could, like, that could be a component, you know? Channeled art is a thing. Group 3. What animals want to come out here for group 3? Yeah, you're softening. Oh, sorry, so many cards are like freaking out here. You're softening. Group 3. Interesting. We have cheetah. I don't think you're in that energy right now or anymore. This feels more like you. We have fish with vulture and butterfly. That butterfly energy, that softness, that's absolutely what I'm feeling with you. Some of you guys are going from cheetah mode to like softer, calmer, lighter energy. Some of you guys is going to be someone around you or someone you know. You know, even like leaning into the softness, some of you guys are doing it, I want to say, as a result of chaos. Almost like just to slow everything down, maybe even slow yourself down. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of things here. I almost called you Pisces. Yeah, Pisces is strong. We do also have the fish. Oh, focus. Oh, yeah, a lot of psychic energy here for you. Yeah, I'm getting quite a few things. It's like some of you have been in, God, I can't even talk, have been in cheetah mode for a long time, or too much or too intense, or been dealing with cheetah-like situations where it's like unstoppable, fast-moving energy. This is pure yang. And I feel like you're moving into yin, or you're trying to surrender into yin. This is pure yang energy, as it's described in the book. And you're softening eventually to this butterfly energy. And some of you are probably dealing with someone like this, or you have someone like this around you while you're softening, which is interesting balance, by the way. If this is someone around you and you're moving into yin and they're in pure yang, there's a really interesting harmony there, you know? But let's come to this. With fish, vulture, and butterfly, you know, it's still giving me that vibe. It's still giving me that vibe that like things going on around you or outside of you is almost like encouraging you, or even like asking you, forcing you to soften. To soften and to lighten. But vulture and butterfly is very much the epitome of death and birth as well. Fish I can look at as like a surrender flow card, but sometimes I can feel it's like you're trying to figure out the current, or you're trying to handle the current, and that's more of what I feel with you. And whatever way the current's going, it's forcing you into this Venusian energy. It's forcing you to surrender and get these last layers off, to be soft, to be light, to be graceful. Yeah, again, just to reiterate, some of you are moving out of cheetah into this, and some of you, this is someone around you. And I'm very curious for those where this is a person around you. Because even the way the cards came out, these all came out together away from this. Like there's a clear, almost like perimeter between your cards and what you're moving out of, or someone you know. Interesting. Okay. Let's pull some tarot here. How's everyone's third eye and crown doing right now? Because I feel very like feeling very floaty right now in this reading. Group 3. Let's do it this way. All right. Yeah, you need a stronger shuffle here. Group 3. Any messages or insights for group 3? Do a couple more and then we're good to go. God, can you guys feel the energy shift? I feel like this whole third reading, that like soft energy, the calmer energy, the like asking for slow down has like really entered the space very prominently. Group 3. Messages or insights for group 3. Messages or insights for group 3. Oh. Starting with the Star. That's a strong card to start off with. Aquarius energy. Sorry, I forgot YouTube rules, so I pulled it down real quick. Otherwise, I'd just be holding it still. And I just refuse to draw on my cards. I refuse. It's cool for people who do that. I'm not doing that to my cards. It feels like I'm defacing my divination tools in a way, and I can't do that. Anyway, the Star. This feels like healing to me. That like calming, soothing energy, the like peeling off those final layers. It's coming with some sort of healing. Tell me about the Star for a group. Actually, sorry, let's continue and then we'll come back to the Star. So King of Pentacles just came out and it landed on Cheetah. It landed on the Yang principle here. I'm going to keep him with the Cheetah because that's where he belongs, is what I want to say. That's where the King of Pentacles belongs. He belongs with the Cheetah. Whether this is someone outside of you or you were in this state and you're shifting out of it. If you were in this state, this is hustle energy. This is, I got a lot on my plate. I got bills. I got work. I got shit to do and I can't stop. I got responsibilities and shit I need to be accountable to. Like that's that kind of energy. But again, it could be someone around you or someone you know. And if that's the case, work is really important to them. Responsibility is really important to them. Probably their number one priority. Okay. Tell me more about the Star for group 3. Two of Swords. What's healing is actually, I want to say your mind, which is interesting here. Two of Swords, not to say your mind is broken. I'm not implying that. Something that hasn't been at rest in the mind, that's what's being healed here for you, which is allowing for the final chippings away. Two of Swords is Moon Libra energy. Sometimes it's decisions, but for me, it's usually holding ideas that can't align with each other and needing to decide what you want to align to, needing to decide how to see something differently and what needs to go, right? Some of you, it could, if you have been the King of Pentacles, some of you, this is reconciling how you operate between your Yang energy and your Yin energy and balancing that out. This could even go to heart-mind connection, which is a huge theme with this full moon Gemini. I'm feeling it's more yin-yang oriented though, versus heart-mind. Okay. Tell me about the Two of Swords. Oh, got disconnected for a second. Tell me about the Two of Swords here for group 3. Tell me about the Two of Swords for group 3. Wow. Maybe that's why my head hurts so bad with your energy. Oh, wow. So with the Two of Swords, we have the Knight of Swords, more communication and a lot of thinking. Knight of Swords is Gemini. It can be a lot of thoughts or it could be a lot of words coming out of the mouth, right? With the Two of Swords, that tells me thoughts, that it hasn't been expressed. And then we have the Two of Wands, which is more decision making here. So, yeah, group 3, I feel like you've had some stuff percolating in the mind quite a bit. It's like it's making me kind of dizzy. It's giving me a little bit of a headache. You've had a lot going on in the mind, and maybe these are things you've also wanted to say, but you haven't said them yet because you've been ruminating on them so much and trying to make sense of what is needed, what's not needed, what path you want to take, what path you don't want to take, what you want to say, what you don't want to say. It's like, it's giving me more like Eight of Swords almost, but like just in the form of like a headache. But that's what's healing here. That's what's getting rectified. Tell me more details about that, Spirit. How is this getting rectified for group 3? How is this getting rectified? It's almost giving me the energy for some of you where it's like you only can ruminate so much before you just exhaust your mind, and you just have to take a time out. You just got to be like, if it's not making sense, it's not making sense. Let me go put it on the shelf and do something else. Some of you, that's almost how this is happening by getting into that softer energy, by just realizing you just need to shelve it and do something else. And I think that's actually going to give you the clarity you need, right? Like if you chew on something long enough and it's like the flavor's gone, you're still chewing on it, nothing's going to change, right? That's not all of you though. That's some of you. How is this shifting for group 3? Softening. That's how that's shifting. Softening. Knight of Cups, which is Pisces. So I was getting so much Pisces with you. Knight of Cups is when we drop into the heart and we use our intuition and we use our souls to guide us, whether it's to communicate something or to make a move. And again, this seems to be about decision making for you, group 3, which is, tied to your actions, which is tied to your yang energy. So it's seeming to me that like you've been feeling like you need to make some moves or have some conversations, and you've kind of been going in circles about it, and you've kind of been like really up in your head about it, to the point where really the request is like, just lean into yourself. Just lean into yourself, get out of your head, get into your Knight of Cups energy, and that will help make sense of it. But Knight of Cups, again, it's soft, it's vulnerable. And I feel like once you get here, how do I want to say this? It's almost like not that you don't take action, because Knights are action, they're fire. But I just want to say you slow down way more than you anticipate. And there's something very enjoyable about that. There's something very pleasurable about that as well. And again, I think there's going to be clarity that comes to you. This was your first card, right? There's going to be clarity that comes to you when you slow down in this way. I'm almost wondering too, if the solution will just like walk into your life when you just finally stop trying to figure it out and just relax into your Venusian energy. They have Lovers at the bottom. Tell me about the Knight of Cups for group 3. Tell me about the Knight of Cups for group 3. Interesting. 4 of Wands. This feels easy. This feels really easy. Knight of Cups with the 4 of Wands. It feels like a slow, just walking through the door, walking through the threshold, walking into something, walking into what you want, walking into stability even. I keep getting this like Piscean energy because I can see even with the cards that there's bigger things going on here, like more macro metaphysical things that are really hard for me to touch on, but I can tell excuse me, that's at play. Yeah, I'm hearing surrender. And I just got pulled to the Knight of Swords. Yeah. The head and the heart. So I did mention that I was kind of picking up on that. I was getting more yin yang, and now we have the head and the heart presenting themselves. You drop into the heart, surrender. And I am getting more Venus energy more than anything, more of that feminine energy more than anything, where it's like you just stop and you're going to get the clarity you need, and then you can take action where need be. But I don't think force is going to help you here, which is also part of full moon Gemini. Forcing something isn't going to work. Going over all these different ideas until you got a headache is not going to work. So just pull back. Pull back, relax, okay, into yourself. And you may be surprised at what happens. Because again, I keep getting this massive slowdown. But again, there's also healing to be had here for you too. Those last layers on the cabinet or on the furniture that need to be peeled off so you can actually receive something and experience something. Experience the solution, the resolution, heading to the Four of Wands. Tell me what the Four of Wands is here for group 3. Lovers are still at the bottom. Tell me what the Four of Wands here for group 3. Oh. King of Cups. Look at all that heart energy. Four of Wands and King of Cups. Again, this is feeling way more to me like calm and emotional stability, just in the present moment, and just kind of following moment to moment to moment for you is getting you to where you need to be, which is also how we receive our manifestations. I will say explicitly though, with the Star, the Knight of Cups, the Four of Wands, and the King of Cups, could this be about a relationship? For some of you, it is. This is screaming, like for some of you, like a romantic approach to a committed relationship, and love is what that also says. You'll know if that applies to you, if that's something if you've been in a situation with somebody where you've been trying to figure out like how to make it work, or you're just like not sure if they're into you or whatever, I think that that would apply here. And it's more like when you let go and let God and you just get into yourself and do what your soul says, basically, moment to moment to moment, things tend to fall into place. This feels like the epitome of the lesson of Pisces, even Saturn Pisces. So again, if Pisces has been a significant part of your chart, or Saturn or the North Node have been doing a lot in your chart in this last few months, year, this is probably for you. Don't force. Don't try to get all the details hammered out. Relax, take some time, enjoy yourself, get into yourself, let go and let God, and things will fall into place. And you may also experience some healing as well for the last little bit of whatevers that need to be chipped off for you to fully relax and fully receive and fully be in yourself and not just your mind, not just trying to make shit happen. Okay. Nice. Very nice. Okay. All right, guys, we are concluded. I wasn't sure if the chat was still working. I know sometimes when we get in these spaces, we kind of get captivated in the moment, you know? And that one felt very, I don't know, that one had a different vibe to it. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys have an amazing Friday and weekend. And thank you so much, Susie, for the super chat. I really, really appreciate it. And if you are a patron, I'm going to see you guys on Sunday for the weekly. And yeah. Oh, and again, for those who are waiting for sessions from me, that will be later today. I'm going into my little break time before I do more readings today. But yeah, I love you guys and I appreciate you, and thank you for all your support, and I'll see you all soon. Bye. Take care.